How's it going, everybody? It's Charlie, and welcome back to the Chatting Leeds YouTube channel on this very nice, very sunny Sunday afternoon / evening, whatever you want to call it. The day after the day before, obviously Leeds United ending the regular season with a home defeat to Southampton yesterday, which has not really filled much confidence amongst the fan base now going into the playoffs against Norwich City. But I thought I'd just do this video just to, it's been on my mind really since last night and over the last few weeks really, as to why this has happened, like what has gone wrong since the international break. I mean, I feel like there's a few things that it could be, which I will get onto in just a bit. But as always, before we go any further, please make sure that you are all smashing that like button. It really does help get the video out there to more people. Please subscribe to the channel if you are brand new. We are still edging ever closer to me hitting 3K on the channel. That would be very much appreciated and very good to do. If we could do it before the end of, before the end of the playoffs or whatever, then that'd be great. Obviously, hit the notification bell. No live from me today, unfortunately, as I am going to try and just enjoy the rest of my bank holiday weekend without thinking about Leeds too much. But, like I said, I thought I'd just get this video out anyway. And, of course, get all your thoughts and opinions into the comment section down below. So then, let's get into it. Firstly, let's just speak about the manager. Because the manager is coming under a lot of scrutiny at the minute and a lot of criticism, and I think a lot of it is valid. But obviously, I feel like people naturally will always take it too far. I, for 1 minute, I'm not Farke out. I'm not. Even though it doesn't really mean anything unless you go up, the guy has got us 90 points. And going into the playoffs, on paper, we are the best team in the playoffs, in my opinion. Yeah, we're not performing like it at the minute, but if you're talking about overall over the course of this season, we have been the best team in that playoff spot. Southampton, yeah, they had that amazing run, 20 odd games unbeaten, but they've still ended up finishing fourth. I think West Brom, yeah, they won yesterday, but prior to that, they'd lost 3 on the bounce. I think Norwich got beat yesterday by Birmingham, who ended up getting relegated anyway. So, no team in that playoffs is exactly setting the world alight at the minute. But I think over the course of the season, Leeds have been the best team who have made it into the playoffs. So in that respect, he has done well, given the start to the season we had, all the loan players, all the players wanting to leave, late transfer business, blah, 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 blah. We all know the tale. Given that poor start, he's done unbelievably well with the players that he's got at his disposal. However, there are a few question marks about him for me and things that he definitely needs to improve on. For starters, his in-game management, which I think is shocking, really. Even if you just take yesterday as an isolated example, we all knew at half-time that it wasn't working. Again, against QPR last week, we all knew it wasn't working at half-time. Any other manager, for me, if that's Kieran McKenna at Ipswich, and he knows it's not working at half-time, he makes a change. Even if it's just one change. But he never makes changes. He's not proactive at all. Kieran McKenna is proactive. And the reason why I'm using him as an example is because, no disrespect towards Ipswich, they thoroughly deserve to go up 100%. They've done really well, and what an achievement to do back-to-back promotions. But the squad that Ipswich have should not be getting promoted automatically over the squad that we've got at Leeds. It just shouldn't. But it has. And Kieran McKenna's in-game management, Kieran McKenna's probably man management is a lot better than what Daniel Farke's is. Farke is reactive, not proactive in his substitutions. And yeah, subs don't always make the impact that you would like, but at least be prepared to take the risk and change it. Ipswich this season have had 31 goal involvements from subs, the most in the division. I'd love to know what ours is. I bet ours is in single digits. Let's put it that way. It ain't good enough at all. Also tactically as well. He said yesterday in his post-match comments that he wanted to set us up to play high risk, free-flowing football. I didn't see that yesterday. I saw the same patterns of play, the same passages of play that we've seen since the international break, where the right back gets it, centre back, left back, centre back, right back, centre back, left back, into Gruev maybe, then back to Melier. That's what it has been for weeks now. Boring, dull, and shambolic football at times. Southampton looked levels above us yesterday. The one-touch football they were playing, everybody knew what area of the pitch they were at. Everybody knew their roles, who they were picking up, who they were marking, who they were looking out for. We didn't. Both their goals, everyone was just looking around as if to say, who's, no communication out on that pitch. And I know that's the players, but, Farke needs to have us set up a lot better. We had the best defence in the league before the international break. We were top of the league. 14 games unbeaten. Was it like 13 wins and a draw or something like that? And we've not gone up automatically. Getting beat away at Coventry as an isolated game isn't as bad, really. They're a decent side, Coventry. Had an unbelievable season getting to the FA Cup semi-finals. They're a good side. If we'd have been beaten away at Middlesbrough, I could have maybe gone as an isolated thing, yeah. Borough were in form. They were unbeaten in 9. Really good at home. Good team. Yeah. QPR away, though. We should have easily beat them. Easily. Watford away. Should have beaten them. Like, definitely. Even Southampton yesterday, they'd lost their last 3 games. So we should have been beating them at home. Hull, I thought was a good win, even though we didn't play well. But, other than that guy, the football's been dross since the international break. So is that Farke? Is it the tactics? Is it his in-game management, like I'm saying? Is it the players? Maybe just bottling it? Maybe not having the right mentality? Because, again, I'm going to keep using Ipswich as an example because how they've managed to do back-to-back promotions with the squad that we've got is unbelievable and fair credit to them. But, Ipswich just have this never-say-die attitude. Ipswich could be losing 2-0 in the 85th minute and I'd back them to go and win because that's what they're like. Whereas yesterday, when Southampton went in front to make it 2-1, I just knew we weren't coming back. You could tell in the body language of the players, they'd given up mentally. They'd given up. Once they knew Ipswich were 2-0 up, they just gave up and just thought, you know what? We aren't going up. Let's just take it easy for playoffs. Russell Martin, for me, got it spot on yesterday. He picked his best team. And he said, you know what? We're going to show you, another playoff contender, we're going to show you what we're about for if we play each other in the playoffs at Wembley or something. I'm going to pick my best team and they're going to outplay you. And that's what they did. He took advantage of our low confidence and he took us to the cleaners big time yesterday. Fair play. But I just, I've heard some people say, well, the Welsh lads haven't been the same since they got knocked out of that Euro thing. But at the end of the day, not all of our players are Welsh. And yeah, maybe Ampadu, Rodon and James have all had a bit of a dip in form since that. Okay. But what about Junior Firpo? What about Sam Byram? What about Gruev, Kamara, Somerville, Rutter, Nonto, Bamford, Perot? What about all them? Somerville, Championship Player of the Season. Which, yeah, overall in the season probably did deserve it, but recently he hasn't. The goals at Borough and the really good goal at Watford, yeah, all right, fair enough. The penalty against Hull, yeah. But what else is... And I know it sounds thingy saying what else has he done because that's what he should be doing, but his overall performances haven't been great. He's getting doubled up on. He's not in games. He's not been effective. Then you've got Rutter, who since this hernia operation is just playing within himself. Ball's just bouncing off his shins, can't control the ball. And even when he does control the ball, he holds on to it way too long. His decision making's been shocking. Nonto for me is probably the only one of our forward players recently who has played well and has been, even yesterday, he was the one when he was getting the ball, he was trying to drive the team forward, but can't do it all on its own. Yoel Perot, I mean, yeah, took his goal quite well yesterday. It was a decent finish, but other than that, what did he really do? Maybe a bit better than QPR, but let's be honest, anything was going to be. QPR game, he was shocking. He disappears in games, fades away all the time. Bamford, we all know what to expect from Paddy Bamford. He's a streaky player, he's a confidence player, but he's an injury-prone player as well. And that Middlesbrough game away was probably his best performance of the season. He scored a goal, his overall play was good, but then he gets injured straight after it, and it's just like, maybe that's just a bit of luck. I don't know, but I just can't believe what I've seen over the last few weeks. Post international break, I just cannot believe what has gone on, what's occurred. I was saying last night on my little self therapy session last night that maybe something's gone on behind the scenes. That could be the case. Obviously, there's been no reports of that, any rumours or anything. So maybe it hasn't happened like that. But Rodon said before QPR that they were right up for it. Didn't see anything like that at Loftus Road. Ethan Ampadu said in the build-up to yesterday they wanted to put Friday night right, wanted to end the season on a high. Body language and the performances didn't suggest that was the case, Ethan, unfortunately. Am I confident going into the Norwich games in the playoffs? No, not all at the minute. Maybe my confidence could build up over the next week. Obviously, as this time next week we'll have played the first leg. We'll either all be in meltdown or we'll all be on cloud nine. I don't know if I'm happy with the second leg being at Ellen Road. Maybe I'd have liked to have just got the first leg out of the way at Ellen Road. I don't know. Because we had that unbelievable home record and then we've lost his last two home games of the season. But there's a lot of things that need to change going into these playoffs. For me, if Bamford is injured for the first leg, start Mateo Joseph, please. He won't. He'll stick with Perot because he'll see it as a risk to put him in a playoff game, which I can kind of understand. But again, that's his own fault for not giving him more minutes. Adapt tactically. Maybe set up in the way that you want to set up initially. But if it's not going well, 15, 20 minutes, change it in game, whether that be tactically, personnel. Have balls. And, this is high pressure now. The season's done. Forget what's occurred in the season. Now, season's done. We're in the playoffs. We have got another opportunity to get promoted to the Premier League. And we need to take it with both hands. If we get to Wembley, it's a bigger pitch. You've got to play a different way. If we get to Wembley, he'll need to change tactically. He will. He'll need to try and adapt something because it's a bigger pitch at Wembley, which means they're going to get more tired and whatever. He'll have to change it there. But for the two legs against Norwich, just get back to what got us to this point, please. We've played some really good stuff this season. We have. But it's just gone way downhill since that Watford game away. And like you say, there's a few different factors that have probably gone into it. What the actual reason is, we'll never know. Is it the manager? Is it the players? Is it just the pressure of it all? Who knows? But like I said, guys, hit me up in the comments section down below with what your thoughts are on this. Is it the manager? Tactics? Personnel, mentality? Let me know what you're thinking in the comments. If you've enjoyed this video, please smash a like on it. It does help get the video out there to more people. Please subscribe to the channel if you are brand new and hit that notification bell. Not sure when I will be back with another video, guys, but I will be back throughout the week as we build into the first leg against Norwich. And I will see you in a bit. Try and keep the faith. Try and keep confident in you if you can. and I'll see you in a bit. Cheers.